I caught my fiancée in bed with my brother. A week later, my mom asked me to let them move into my house. Yeah, you read that right. I walked in on my fiancée, the woman I'd been with for 3 years in our bed, half naked, with my younger brother on top of her. It happened exactly 7 days before our wedding. Venue booked, dress picked, food paid for. Guess who paid for everything? Me. Guess whose name was on the mortgage of the house she was living in rent-free? Also me. My name is Mike. I work long shifts in oil fields out in North Dakota. While I was busting my ass in sub-zero weather to build a future for us, my own brother Tyler was keeping her company in our house back in Kansas. And the worst part? They didn't even try to lie. "You're never around," she snapped. "What did you expect? A woman has needs." My brother just laughed. "Bro, don't act surprised. You were always the golden child. Let me have something." I kicked them both out. Or so I thought. Because just a week later, my mom showed up at my door with a proposal that would make your skin crawl. After I kicked them out, I thought that was the end of it. I changed the locks, blocked their numbers, and tried to move on. But a week later, I came home from a 12-hour shift, and something felt off the second I pulled into the driveway. There was a U-Haul parked in front of my house. The porch light was on, and when I unlocked the door, it didn't work. I froze. I knocked. No answer. Then I heard voices inside. Children's laughter. A woman yelling something about where the towels go. I pounded on the door until finally, my own mother opened it. She looked me in the eye and said, "Michael, calm down. Tyler and Ashley are just moving in for a while. They've got nowhere else to go. You have a whole house to yourself." I lost it. What the hell are you talking about? This is my house. I pay the mortgage. I didn't even give them a key. Turns out, my mom had one, from when she stayed over last Thanksgiving, and she gave it to them behind my back. "It's just temporary," she said. "You're always working anyway. You barely even live here." At that moment, I realized something terrifying. They didn't ask. They didn't think they had to. They genuinely believed they were entitled to my home, and I wasn't going to let that slide. The next morning, I showed up with a locksmith and a friend from work as a witness. As soon as I started drilling the lock, Tyler stormed out screaming, "You can't do this. We live here now." I laughed. "On what planet? You broke in?" That's when Ashley came out with a piece of paper printed, signed, and notarized, supposedly. A lease agreement. With my name forged at the bottom. "You agreed to let us stay for 12 months, she said smugly. I couldn't believe the audacity. She even highlighted the monthly rent section, $1. That's when I called the cops. When the officer showed up, I explained everything. I owned the home. I never signed any lease. They broke in with a key my mother gave them without permission. The cops looked over the lease, frowned, and asked if I had any proof of the signature being forged. Luckily, I did. My actual signature was on a document in my truck, and it looked nothing like what they had. One officer pulled Tyler aside. The other talked to me and quietly said, "They messed up big. If you press charges, this could go to felony territory." I nodded. Damn right, I'd press charges. After the cops made Tyler and Ashley leave, I thought the storm had passed. But the real battle was just starting. That same night, I got a call from my mom. "Michael, how could you do this to your own brother? You're tearing this family apart." I said, "No, Mom. Tyler tore this family apart when he slept with my fiancée and tried to steal my house." She didn't even deny it. She just said, "Family is more important than property." The next day, I got added to a group text with several family members, cousins, aunts, even people I barely talked to, all asking me to be the bigger person. So I did. I sent them all a link to my Ring doorbell footage, which caught Tyler unlocking my door with Mom's key, Ashley walking in, carrying suitcases, both of them talking openly about getting him out of the way. And just like that, the group chat went silent. A few hours later, I got texts from 3 cousins. Bro, I had no idea. What the hell is wrong with Tyler? You handled that like a champ. But I wasn't done yet. Because Tyler? He just made a huge mistake at his job and I had the receipts. After the failed break-in and fake lease stunt, Tyler thought he could go back to normal life, but he forgot who he was messing with. You see, Tyler worked as a sales rep at a big real estate company, and I just so happened to know a guy in their HR department. I sent them the footage of him trespassing, forging a lease, and trying to illegally take over property. 2 days later, boom, fired. Not laid off, not transferred, terminated, with cause. The company didn't want a guy with felony accusations dealing with home sales. Go figure. But Tyler didn't take it well. I got a letter in the mail. He was threatening to sue me for defamation of character and intentional harm to his career. My lawyer laughed. Let him try. Everything you sent them was factual and supported by evidence. He won't win, and if he pushes, we'll file a countersuit. That scared him off. For a while. But then came the next stunt. Tyler and Ashley filed for emergency housing assistance and listed my house as their last permanent residence, which triggered a whole mess of calls, inspections, and legal headaches for me. And that's when I decided, if they wanted war, I'd give it to them. When Tyler and Ashley listed my house as their last residence on government paperwork, I'd had enough. I lawyered up and filed a civil case trespassing, forgery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. They showed up in court smug as hell, Ashley in some sad attempt at a power suit, Tyler acting like he was the victim. Their lawyer tried to argue that I had invited them and that there was a verbal agreement. Then my attorney dropped the ring footage, and the texts, and the fake lease. The judge actually laughed when he saw the forged signature side by side with my real one. This is the worst forgery I've seen in years, he said. And you submitted this to the court? Their case collapsed like a cheap lawn chair. The judge granted a restraining order, full damages for legal fees, and a permanent no-contact clause. They were officially barred from stepping within 200 feet of my property. As we left the courtroom, Tyler tried one last, desperate move. He yelled, "You ruined my life, Mike." I turned and said, "Number, you ruined your life. I just filmed it." After the court case, everything spiraled out of control fast. Tyler couldn't find a new job nobody wanted to hire. A guy fired with a record of forged documents. Ashley left him after a couple of months. And the irony? She went back to her ex. Yep, the same one she used to call a loser. Tyler was left without a job, without a woman, and basically without a reputation. He tried streaming on YouTube, but people quickly found out who he really was. Clips of his disgrace went viral on TikTok. Mom? At first, she blamed me for everything, but when she got fired for giving out keys without permission, yeah, HR received a complaint. She suddenly changed her tune. Michael, I want to make things right. We're family. I didn't tell her to get lost. But I didn't let her back into my life either. Now I live alone, peacefully, in the house I earned honestly. I rented out one room on Airbnb, put cameras all around the property. And I got a dog named Justice. Funny? Maybe, but she doesn't let anyone on the porch without my okay.